Excuse me, I'm supposed to meet some doctor scientist guy, Jose Ramse. You him?
I'll give you 3 chances to guess which one of us here is the guy you're looking for.
Okay. I get it. Ask a stupid question, get a stupid answer. My bad. You're Dr. Ramse.
Come on. Welcome to Fushan. Have a seat. Enjoy the view.
I'm Samuel Connor. You can call me Sam.
You can just call me Ramsey. Nice to meet you, Sam.
You don't look like much of a scientist.
How should a scientist look, Sam? I mean, what, were you expecting me to be in a lab coat with booze in one hand and a green portal gun in the other?
I saw you finishing off that bottle, so...
Yeah. You're too tall to be my Morty.
Well, I understand why you picked this place. Kind of out of the way, good place to talk about drugs, but you didn't exactly make it easy to find you.
Well, that's kind of the whole point here, Sam. I mean, I can't exactly advertise experimental drug trials online here to see how many subscribers I can get on TikTok. Have you forgotten where we are right now? China doesn't exactly like the idea of anyone coming up with mind-altering drugs. They tend to show their disapproval with the death penalty.
Am I the only one that volunteered?
No. There were others, but my associates and I agreed that there should only be one subject per trial. We had to go through a lot of vetting, be very thorough on each candidate, to see if they meet our qualifications. Trust being one of them.
How much you can trust me?
The only way you could have found out about this is through word of mouth, through the kind of people you really don't want to be associated with here in China. You're either just that determined or just that desperate to be a part of this. I assumed everything worked out well for you checking into your hotel?
Yeah. Thanks for setting that up, by the way. I wasn't really expecting much more than a hostel.
No worries. Well, about the whole alcohol thing. Yeah, if at any point I start ranting, rambling, come off a little unhinged, don't worry, that has nothing to do with alcohol. I'm just fucking weird. Now, how about let's say you and me, we make like an egg and crack on.
Are we driving?
No.
So is this where your lab is set up?
Despite how things may appear, including how much I don't look like the kind of scientist you would expect, no, this whole area, this block, even the makeshift office, it may look ghetto, but it's by design. No. These drug trials are much more state-of-the-art than you realize. The lab is in a secure location, being overlooked by my associates.
And who are your associates?
Don't worry about it.
Where we are right now, this is where we conduct field tests.
You know, I can see why you picked a city like Fushun. There's something, I don't know, off about it. Like it's full of life, but everything just seems so obscure. Like somebody took different time periods and stitched them all together in some weird amalgamation of a city.
Interesting choice of words, considering the circumstances of these drug trials. Come on. All right, we are almost finished. You've got those medical files?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
You know what you said on the rooftop? About me being desperate to be a part of this? If you would have told me about this a year ago, I would have ignored you. Not even given you a second thought. You know, the world wasn't perfect, but you know. And I did drugs, I was no angel, but everything I did because I loved my life. You know, I stayed away from the crazy shit. I found a way to make my life work. But that was then. Before the world caught fire, before the pandemic. These days, I just kind of figure, fuck it. So it's not really desperation so much as I've got nothing to lose.
I know what you're trying to say, Sam. There are so many people that are feeling the way you feel right now. But if you do your part and help us reach our goals, we can reduce that number significantly.
So, if this is a new drug you're trying to sell, what are you going to call it?
Well, I mean, I'm no street artist, but, you know, drug dealing is not really my game. But I'm thinking about calling it the XO.
XO.
Yeah, I mean,
People like you are not only looking for an escape, they're looking to be free. Compared to Molly, acid, or mushrooms, the XO is a game changer.
That's the name you want on the streets and in the clubs?
Just hear me out. Go! Imagine all those people out there looking for moments to just escape. But they want so much more than just moments. They go find that dealer, ask them some coded question like, how do you spell kisses and hugs? With an XOXO. This drug is a whole new level of escape for all those who seek it.
Wow. You really don't know how to sell drugs. That was very dorky.
Shut up. Listen, we've done these drug trials several times. In fact, you're the 9th subject. All you gotta do is take 3 doses. 1 dose, 3 separate days, the drug trials are over.
And if I take all 3 doses, the deal still stands.
New life, new identity. I'm practically the witness relocation program.
Okay, and what is the chance that is it dangerous? I mean, what's the risk here?
I can guarantee no harm will come to you if you take the first dose. Look, man, Sam, I'm sorry. The questions you have, the answers you want, that requires you to actually take the first dose. Only then will you have the perspective to understand my answers. I mean, even if you took the first dose, you are under no obligations to continue.
When do we start? All right, so what's the deal, Doc? How's this gonna work? What's gonna happen to me when I take the XO?
Well, after you take the first dose, you're gonna feel the effects pretty quickly. I mean, it's gonna be a shock to your system. It's gonna be kind of overwhelming.
Can you be more specific without being so dire?
Look, your brain is going to be reacting to chemical compounds it's never experienced before. Your mind will be absorbing the XO, and it will be absorbing the XO hard. It's going to try to make sense. It's going to try to make sense of what's happening. It has no idea how to react, to even find any semblance of recognition of its surrounding new environment.
English, Doc, what?
Okay. It appears not only do you need me to spoon feed you information, but you require me to sugarcoat everything with metaphors. With that being said, let's start with this. Upon taking the first dose of the XO, you're going to be walking into a dream, and it's going to feel like you're surfing on a roller coaster.
Okay, it's surfing on a roller coaster, basically tripping balls.
Just like a dream, what you see visually will be disjointed. Things will come in and out of focus. Colors will become abstract and ever-changing. Not just from the sky, but from objects to even your hair. As you walk around, the stabilization around you will become a little shaky. All these will just last for moments. And just like a roller coaster, you will feel that kind of momentum. The kind of momentum that shifts suddenly. These sudden bursts of momentum will come in waves. And so, you're gonna ride those waves. At first, it will feel jarring, even intimidating. But eventually, your mind will come to the realization that it is not being harmed, and gradually, you too will feel as if you are untouchable. Taking the first dose of the XO will make you feel as strong as a mountain, light as a feather, floating through a hurricane.
Strong as a mountain. Light as a feather, floating through a hurricane. Hey, it doesn't sound like a new drug, Doc. It sounds like acid or mushrooms.
Shut up. All right, let's see.
So about how long will this last?
As stated before, your mind is trying to absorb the XO for the first time, so the effects will only last for several minutes as it's trying to adapt to the experience. As the XO burns out of your system, you will come right back down. It will feel disorienting as if you fell out of bed, but it will leave no lingering effects. Should you take more pills than the required dosage, your brain will liquefy.
The fuck?
Now, normally you're not supposed to mix drugs with alcohol, but...
Like you said, these days, fuck it, why not? Glenrot's whiskey.
Never heard of it.
Of course not. I'm weird that way.
So, what happens now?
Now? Well, now, take a walk.
Shit. 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 Shit.
What the fuck, man?
So these trials involve you getting high on time-traveling drugs.
When you say it like that, now you understand why I want you to take the drug first.
How is this even possible?
The XO allows you to travel both forward and backwards in time. And from what you just told me, sounds like you were in ancient China, or at least ancient Asia's past. Maybe you're in Dallas, Texas last Tuesday.
What? I don't have time for your jokes.
No time. Was that a intentional pun?
Ramse!
Okay. Have a seat. Come on, sit down.
You told me to take the first dose to understand, and I did. So make me understand.
I guess this all started with Synchronic.
Synchronic?
It was a precursor to the XO. Several years ago, I, along with another chemist, Dr. Kamani, we were making new synthetic drugs. For shits and giggles, we decided to make this one DMT kind of drug that can alter your perception of time. We were mixing psychedelic chemical properties, both synthetic and natural, like paint. We were testing it out on animals. So we attached cameras and audio equipment to the animals, and to our surprise, we saw a different time and place. I mean, we believed we were looking through a window in time. Naturally, Kamani and I, we freaked out. That's when we found out about Synchronic. It was more than just a window. It was a doorway. Then the scientists in us kicked in. But with no funding, we had to find a different way of testing out the drugs. We needed to test it on people. So Kamani, he went to America and he faked all these documents and licenses. Me, I stayed here to work more on the research and stuff. And everything was going fine, but at first. But that's when we discovered just how unstable the Synchronic was. That's when we found out the consequences of it all.
What did you expect? People got addicted.
No, you don't understand. It wasn't a drug that harmed the body. There was nothing addictive about it.
It was the trips, man. The trips were addictive. And we found out that the consequences of selling Synchronic was spreading, and it was spreading fast. Those people had no idea that all those trips were real, and so were the dangers. Kamani told me what was happening to the people. Some came back insane, others came back mutilated. Many would come back dead, some of them unrecognizable, and some would only just disappear.
That's when we found out we were both way over our heads. I mean, we didn't want that. That's not what we wanted. So naturally, Kamani decided to pull all the drugs out. He destroyed everything back in America. And me, I destroyed all the research here. And that was that. And for a while, I was done with it, and I moved on. And I was good with that. But, like you said, world caught on fire. Pandemic, all that bullshit. That's when my associates found me. They knew what I did. And and they wanted me to start over again by scratch. But, it didn't take much for them to convince me. I didn't know what I was doing back then. Not with the Synchronic, but with the EXO, this time, it is a more controlled environment. It is a more stable environment with transparency. And I promise you, I am telling you exactly what I've told the others.
How dangerous is this exactly?
It gets risky taking the second dose. But the deal still stands. You don't have to take it if you don't want to. I mean, what you went through right now, just with that first dose, billions of people in this world, they can never experience what you went through. It could be just enough for you, and you're free to move on.
Of all of your test subjects, how many of them have actually finished the trials?
The previous 8 subjects? 4? I mean, technically 2. See, the first 2 subjects, they can only take the first dose. I was still making the second dose in its pre-developmental stages. So then really only 2 subjects were able to finish the last 3 doses.
So, what's the point of all this? You know, you have the drug, you know what it does. What's my purpose in all of this?
I need you to take the second dose for you to understand.
Come on.
Come on,
Don't give me that.
What you experienced was too dreamlike. You need to take the EXO one more time. By then, your body will be so adapted to it, you'll understand. You'll know the experience and the risks that come with it. And from that, you'll know your part in all this.
Ramse, has anyone actually died taking your drugs?
Yes.
Yes!
You're free to go, Sam. Door's right there. But I need you to understand. I need you to believe me that what I'm doing here is a game changer. You think this is all about just coming up with a goddamn drug to sell on the streets? What I'm trying to do here, you have no idea. You have no idea what this means for someone like you, for people like us, for everyone.
What the hell am I supposed to do with an answer like that?
You don't have to give me an answer right now. You still got a few days at the hotel, you know. I mean, take that time. Figure it out for yourself.
So that's it.
Right now? Yeah, we're done for the day. It's up to you. It's up to you if you think we're just completely done.
Perspective. Fucking hell.
So you mean to tell me that the only reason why you're here, that you want to keep on doing this, is because of some nightmare you had?
I didn't say it was a nightmare. I said it was a freaky kind of dream.
Well, you took a drug that allowed you to travel through time, so it makes sense you would have dreams about that kind of experience.
It was that kind of dream that starts off really surreal. And you know it's not real, but you wish that it could be. But then the dream pulls you deeper. And just when you start to believe that it is real and that this is your reality, and you can feel the warmth of the sun and the smell of the grass, and then bam, you wake up and you remember that this is your reality. And then I started to remember that when I was on the EXO, as freaky as it was, that emptiness wasn't there. And the feeling of taking the EXO again, that's something that nothing in this reality can offer me. That's something more amazing than anything else I could ever find again.
Do you even really know why you're doing this?
Isn't what I said good enough? I mean, I got to time travel. How many people can say that they got to do that? Besides, I gotta see this through to the end.
All right. Well, anyways, as soon as you take the second dose, the EXO is going to be much more stabilized for your system. Unlike the first time, we can give you audio and video equipment to pretty much get more accurate data of the whole situation, not just what you can remember. That way, we can document everything that happens to you.
So, how different is this trip gonna be?
This time with the right calibrations, we can actually see and hear what you're going through. So you gotta treat this like a documentary, okay?
Okay, well, how long will it last?
Let's sugarcoat this.
The physical transference into another timeline will be stable. You'll feel that push and pull of momentum for a small amount of time. Upon your arrival, we will need you to narrate and explore, starting by saying you arrived and how you felt during the experience of your traverse. Since the XO has helped alter your body to endure traveling, the second dose can last for about 2 hours tops. Please set your timer on your watch.
Okay. Wait, my body's been altered?
The first dose, adaptation of the body and mind.
Your body reacted to the XO like a vaccine. It built up a lot of strength in order to time travel. To achieve that, the XO burned out pretty quickly.
The second dose, transference and stabilization.
Upon your arrival, your mind and body are working in a different gear, building up new muscle memory. You are learning to exist outside the space-time continuum where time flows around you. However, physically, you are still sensitive. Provided your stress levels stay calm, your pulse and heart rate aren't through the roof, you'll last longer there.
Should anything happen where your reaction results in your heart rate and stress levels to go up, way up, then the XO cannot burn out gradually. It will happen suddenly, and you don't want that.
Okay, so what happens if I come across trouble or I freak out?
Similar to the first dose, when the XO begins to burn out of your system, it will hit you in waves. This is when you start to experience tripping out. Your mind will try to force itself back into the present while your body is unable to catch up. As a result, every time you trip out, what you see visually will become distorted, twisted, even a little disturbing. When the wave passes, what you see remains distorted. That unpleasant feeling doesn't go away, nor does the pain in your head. So should you start to freak out, It's best to let the exo burn as quickly as possible. You do not want to keep experiencing wave after wave after wave of tripping out.
You know, you still didn't answer my question. What do I do if I run into trouble?
Just do everything I told you not to do. Run, scream, rant, it doesn't matter. You'll burn the exo out of your system so fast. That being said, my associates are aware that you may have some concerns, and they're kind enough to get you some insurance.
What the hell is this?
It's an axe. What do you think?
Your associates are weird, Ramse. Like, if you want me to defend myself, then why not give me a gun? And even if you don't want me to give me a gun, usually a knife. Why an axe?
Look, you feel less threatened right now just talking about it, so trust me, you probably aren't going to need it anyways. I mean, out of all the test subjects we had, only one of them had a bad trip. Look, you're more likely to use that axe for shaving than for fighting. And remember, it's just there for insurance, just in case, but most likely, you got nothing to worry about.
Seriously, how is it that your bag is endless? What is that?
Canadian vodka.
Canadian vodka. Are you serious? It looks like an elixir from a video game.
Hey, don't you dare besmirch the good name of Dan Aykroyd. He's responsible for that Canadian vodka. In fact, if it wasn't for some visa issues, he'd be here in China instead of you. But we got you, so. You think I'm the only weird one in my family? You should meet my cousin. In fact, he's a scientist too. We grew up together. We're both involved in this fringe type of shit. I mean, if you can ever find the guy. I mean, I swear, ever since he joined this government bureau working with antiques, he's become such a flake.
Good talk.
Transference complete.
Everything felt stable, a little claustrophobic. I arrived coming through a bunch of weeds and bushes and stuff. I see a factory in the distance. I guess that's as good a place as any to start. So I'll head in that direction. Okay, I haven't been here for that long, but so far everything looks more or less the same. Just desolate. Just absolute desolation. Even the color, the atmosphere is, I don't know, a little decayed. I don't know how to describe it, but the color is off. At first I thought I was having a stroke. I don't know what to tell you, Ramse. Everything just looks so desolate, abandoned, forgotten. Like, I know I'm in China, but no idea what year it is. There's no idea what happened. Hey Ramse, you ever played those video games called Metro? Metro Last Light or Metro Exodus? It's what it's kind of starting to feel like. Shit, I wish I didn't know that. I wish I didn't say that. Now I'm worried that I'm gonna be hunted by watchers or lurkers. A demon would fly down and scoop me up. If I go inside, I'd fall into a nest. Or worse, come across the blind ones. Okay. Shit, I've really gotta shut up. Oh, that's fucking ominous. Well, I don't have a lot of time left, but I'm gonna go into the creepy building against my better judgment. So here we go.
power. Maybe someone's still here. Ramse? How the hell am I in a 1980s post-apocalyptic world? I'm pretty sure the world didn't end in 1980.
Remember, if you freak out, your mind will trip out.
What the fuck is this, Ramse? Seriously? This is what your associates came up with? What, they know I'm from a small town, so they assume I'm some redneck that screams America?
You will experience waves of
Tripping out.
when the wave passes, it'll leave kind of a scar of everything you see.
real. This isn't happening. This isn't real. This isn't real. This isn't real. This isn't happening. Fuck this. Fuck this. I'm out. That was not 1986. I took the second dose. Now start talking.
You know how people, get called out for drinking their Fiji water? Imagine how they're gonna react when they catch you drinking Fiji rum. I mean, seriously. You never had rum until you had it from Fiji.
Ramse.
The thing about time travel that people don't seem to understand is that you're traveling through space and time. But nobody thinks about the whole space part.
In this instance, space meaning the destination point in reality. Time travel is only half the equation. Navigating across the multiverse would be the second half. This is called reality navigation.
Wait. So, the XO was allowing me to travel through time and realities.
I told you, without Dr. Kamani's help, I had to start over from scratch. The XO was an improvement, but it still had unexpected results. The boring fact is, when it comes to time travel, you need to get temporal and spatial coordinates in perfectly sync with each other, right down to the last digit. Or else, any deviation, you can end up in the right time, but the wrong place.
It won't always be this way, but for right now, we are flying blind. There is time travel, and there is reality navigation. You need to understand that this technology is raw. The EXO allows for time travel, but without the temporal mechanics and a tether for the reality coordinates, the EXO can only allow those to travel randomly through time and reality.
So you're saying those are the risks, those are the dangers. I could have died just from coming into some reality. How many people have actually died taking this drug?
3 people have died.
Subject 4 was the first to die of cardiac arrest after coming back from the second trip. We learned that the body can't handle the heavy toll of breaking the laws of physics multiple times. We suspended the trials to make adjustments to the EXO so that it would alter the human body to a molecular level. Now, anyone can physically endure time travel. After that, we restarted the trials.
Wait, my body was altered?
Dude, I told you. The first dose requires adaptation of the body and mind. However, if you're going to travel through time, if you're going to break the laws of physics, yeah, you need to reinforce your shit. So, yes, you've been altered, and technically, you're not human, on a genetic level.
Fucking hell.
When we were ready to start the trials again, Subject 5 took the second dose. He went there and back again. Everything went smoothly, but as a precaution, we had him stay over for observations.
Physically, he was fine, but his demeanor was off. He got an MRI, and that's where we discovered there were trace amounts of the EXO still active. They were feeding off the amygdala in his brain. He was technically still high. We tried to flesh out the rest of the EXO, but in a matter of days, he gradually just became more disconnected within our time. I guess you could call it mental time travel. Eventually, he was gone.
You mean he was dead?
I just mean gone. From a medical examiner's point of view, they would just conclude he was brain dead. But given the circumstances of what we're doing here, for all I know, that is what would be considered transcendence.
We recalibrated the EXO again to ensure that time travel can be endured both physically and mentally. We proceeded with Subject 6.
Subject 6 took the second dose. No problems. Stable trip. Everything went smoothly. No lingering effects. We then knew we have finally perfected the EXO enough to move on to the third dose. Subject 6 was the first to really complete the trials, followed by Subject 7. They both took all 3 doses.
Subject 6 and 7. What happened to Subject 8?
When he took the second dose, he was the one I told you about that had the bad trip. He took the second dose. Everything was going fine. But then he came across someone or something. Whatever it was, it reacted aggressively. By the time he came back, he was all shot up.
What happens after they take the third dose?
After the second dose, the EXO is now fused on a molecular level. By taking the third dose, Subject 6 and 7 achieved Exodus.
Exodus. Like a journey you don't plan on coming back from. Oh my god.
That's how you fulfill your end of the bargain. A new life, a new identity. I could end up somewhere that kills me. Why in the world would anyone go through this?
You know, before the pandemic, there has been an inescapable level of despair growing, afflicting people everywhere. It was afflicting everyone, you, me, and for a long time I couldn't understand why. What is this? Until I came across a word, very obscure word.
Enemy.
A psychological condition first studied upon in the 1890s by Emil Durkheim. But the world was different in the 1890s. In this world, anime has become a psychological disease. It's funny. Maybe in another time, in another world, Durkheim's study of anime remains nothing more than just a sociological condition. But here, in this time, in this world, it is the silent cerebral killer. Sometimes a psychological disease can mutate, just like a virus. In this world, we are connected to everything, to everyone. We are connected to every parts of our lives, and that becomes the perfect environment for anime to mutate, for anime to spread like wildfire. Anime is a level of despair that is unending. It leaves an emptiness that eats away at the very core of your psyche. Anime afflicts people at random. It's not like depression, no. Depression takes away your will to live. Anime only drives your will to live to the point of desperation. So desperate to be free from that despair, free from that emptiness. That desperation becomes obsession. That obsession leads those afflicted with anime onto self-destructive paths. Anime takes every aspect of life and makes it the equivalent of despair. With everything connected, everyone connected, the environment is perfect to trigger anime. When you have nature constantly reminding you of its brutality, both environmental and viral.
Then there's society. Society triggers anime with its ever-growing tribalism fueled by hatred.
In one's life, there are constants and there are variables, including fate. Fate is a constant in many forms, with the variables that lead down multiple paths. But should one be afflicted, all variables form a straight line.
And anime becomes the only constant.
A cycle of never-ending despair, where the purpose of all that suffering is just more suffering. And the EXO can break that constant. You get back those variables that will lead you to your fate. No guarantees, just a fighting chance. A fighting chance into the unknown is better than guaranteed despair.
I can't tell you what happened to Subject 6 and 7. I can only tell you that they had no regrets being free of this world and venturing into their unknown fates.
The EXO works. Exodus can be achieved.
As for your part in all this, my associates have been developing a prototype pill using nanotechnology. We call it the Whiplash.
The Whiplash is a pill of nanotechnology, and it is the first step in mastering time travel, reality navigation. By taking the nano-induced pill, it will release a surge throughout your whole body that can force the EXO in your system to take you back to the point of origin of your time period, of your reality. But to feel such an effect will be the same as a car accident. Such is the reason why We call it whiplash. Upon your return, the whiplash will transmit data to our system's network. It will make it possible to map out the different time periods, the different points in reality. Mapping out time and space will be the first step in truly mastering time travel and reality navigation. The whiplash is a safety net. It can be used to save you from a bad trip. After taking the whiplash, you will return 7 days from your departure. You can take the whiplash 1 day after Exodus. 1 week after Exodus, you can live a lifetime. You could achieve Exodus in your 20s and come back in your 50s. By taking the whiplash, it will still return you to that point in time and reality 7 days from your departure. This is why we needed you. This is why it was important to find you. For you to volunteer to use the whiplash. Be open. Be honest with me. If you were to die, if you were to just disappear, even if you went to paradise, even if something good happens to you, anything, bad, good, be honest with yourself. Would anyone miss you? Does anyone care if you live or die? Sam? Should you choose Exodus, you need to come to terms of letting go of everything. Anything left unresolved, letting this world go. And you need to make your peace with accepting whatever fate comes your way, good or bad. High risk, high reward.
need to wake up. I said you need to wake up.
Am I dreaming?
You were drunk.
I don't know what to do.
觉得你喝够了吧？
你说啥呀？
I said, don't you think you had enough? Maybe you don't know where you are going, but you can't be here. You shouldn't be here. You should go.
You messaged me sooner than I thought.
Yeah, you were right. Whatever happens to me, if I die, nobody cares. At least this way. If I die, I go out on my own terms.
Yeah, well, my associates felt bad about last time, so they decided to give you something a little bit more fitting. So, upgrade.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just in case you needed a little bit more firepower, they got you this. They felt sorry about the axe.
What the fuck? How did you get this in China?
That's the thing about my associates. They can't even comprehend the word limitations. Safety's on, fully loaded. Comes with 2 extra clips, like I said, a little added extra security. I wouldn't start a war with it, but should make you feel safe.
So, I know how this is supposed to work. But what if I don't come back?
Look, if I don't see you in a week, there could be a few possibilities as into why. The most realistic possibility is you take the whiplash and it doesn't work. It's just a prototype. Another reason, possibly, your dumbass loses it before you even have the chance to take it. We can't escape the possibility that you could end up dead before you even have a chance to take it either. Still, there's also this possibility, and that is you don't want to take it. You could end up somewhere so amazing that, yeah, you don't want to risk losing that. So, if I don't see you in 7 days, I'd like to think that's why. Anyways, don't forget this. It's a whiplash. Check it out. Yeah, I know. I'm weird.
You know, maybe I'll end up somewhere where alcohol's good for your liver.
Or someplace where it's raining donuts.
Oh boy.